The closet, the other tale of loss and fear. In a previous story, I talked about losing my virginity to a gravedigger and how fear of my parents finding out drove me back into the closet by the end of that summer. After months of thinking that any random phone call might out me to my parents and worried that my friends wondered why I never dated anybody, I was exhausted and ready to go off to a new school with a chance to redefine myself. My first semester, my roommate and I stayed mostly to ourselves. Hanging out with him gave me a chance to remember what it was like just to be me. Well, not completely me, but completely not gay me. Sadly, that roommate didn't come back the second semester. Happily, they didn't replace him and I had the room to myself. Sadly, that meant I had to socialize outside the room. Happily, the people outside the room liked me. And finally, sadly, my new group of friends did exactly what I was fearing that my existing group of friends back home were going to do. Wonder why I never dated anybody. Some tried to find the right girl for me. Some tried to be the right girl for me. I thought people were going to suspect I was gay if I didn't take somebody up on their good intentions, so I did what I referred to in my gravedigger story as some things I'm not super proud of. I got an idea one drunken night. I don't want to brag, but it was a terrible one, even by drunken standards. I called a woman I had met my freshman year, who I had stayed friends with even though that was 2 colleges ago, who I knew was interested in me as more than a friend, and I told her I loved her, thinking that having an out-of-town girlfriend might fend off potential in-town ones. The next morning, I woke up, remembered what I did, panicked. She was bound to call. What was I going to say when she did? She had access to transportation. She was going to want to come visit. What then, dumbass? I mean, I hadn't planned to act on being gay, but I hadn't planned to act on being any other way either. So, after a summer's worth of practice, I found myself once again staring at a phone in fear. When it finally rang, I made matters exponentially worse by denying it. When she asked if I remembered calling her, I lied. She reminded me of what I said, and I pushed back against it hard, not just on that phone call, but on other phone calls, in conversations with friends, and in one incredibly shitty response to a handwritten letter that she sent me. By the end, I was talking about her like she was some girl who fell for me and couldn't take no for an answer. I lost someone who had always treated me like family, and as importantly, I lost every bit of progress I had made that year. I came into a new college with a chance to redefine myself, and I redefined myself as the kind of person who is intentionally cruel to others. Not my shining moment. At least with this one, there is a happy ending. After 5 years, I started coming out of the closet, and part of the process was finding her number and giving her a phone call. I apologized for being an enormous asshole, and she forgave me. We're still friends, so sometimes you do get a chance to fix your fuck-ups, even the huge ones. Thanks for listening.